these are your evening headlines for September 22nd, 2025, right here on BYU-Idaho Radio. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Jill Clary. A year-long construction project has concluded. The west wing of the David O. McKay Library on BYU-Idaho's campus has received a full remodel. Although construction only took about a year, the process began long before. It's a process 15 years in the making, according to Chris Olson, the university's librarian on campus. Olson says the library was in need of a remodel due to the changing needs of students.
Our library, if anybody's been in our library prior to now, it's been really the same for the last 35 years. And so there hasn't been a lot of changes, but technology's changed, students changed, needs have changed. And so we really just needed to do something to bring it up to date and make it more usable for our students.
There are several new and updated features about the library, including group study rooms, private study space, and new furniture.
And so we've taken a lot of the third floor and made that our private study space. And we've introduced a lot of new furniture there that we hope will make students feel like they have privacy. The nice thing about our private study furniture especially is there's electricity at every seat. A lot of the desks are nice and big, so you can spread out and do a lot of things that you really couldn't do before.
With just a week gone by in the new fall semester, Olson says the overall response from students and others has been really positive.
People come in, especially if they're familiar with what the library was before. It's completely unrecognizable. We see wide eyes and jaws open. We've seen some people doing video calls with family members or friends showing them what's changed, and to overhear some of their comments has been really, really fun.
With the remodel of the West Wing done, the project to renovate the East Wing is next.
But what they're doing in the new space in the East Wing is it's going to be tutoring space. And so currently we've got the tutoring center all in the second floor on the west side, but when we're done, it'll all, the entire east side will be tutoring space. And so there'll be classrooms and other things. And that whole process should take just about another year. It should be ready to go for fall semester of 2026.
To listen to our full interview with Olson, check out our BYU-Idaho Radio podcast feed on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Elder David A. Bednar of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints dedicated the refurbished Hill Cumorah historic site on Sunday. Sunday marked 202 years since the first visit Joseph Smith received from an angel.
This messenger was the ancient prophet Moroni, who was instrumental in preparing a sacred book of scripture to come forth in the latter days, the Book of Mormon.
Moroni led Smith to the Hill Cumorah, where the gold plates were buried. They contained the record now known as the Book of Mormon. Latter-day Saints believe Smith translated the record by the power of God. Elder Bednar says Moroni visited Smith at least 8 times.
Can any of us even begin to imagine the celestial curriculum introduced to young Joseph by Moroni? His mentor and tutor was a messenger from God.
The site was refurbished after the church discontinued the Hill Cumorah pageant, which the church and volunteers presented from 1937 to 2019. About 500 people were there Sunday for the dedicatory prayer, where Elder Bednar said, quote, "I dedicate this site as a place of holy remembrance, a place of heavenly inspiration, a place of heartfelt appreciation, a place of seeking and learning, and a place of humble reverence," unquote. The hill is now being restored so visitors can focus more on the historical and spiritual significance of the hill. They can also go on self-guided hikes on the trails around the hill. The church removed 23 buildings that were used as part of the pageant and planted thousands of native tree seeds. The Visitor Center, which was originally built in 2002, was also renovated. It has new interactive exhibits, a film, artwork sharing stories and messages about the Hill Cumorah, and emphasizing the message of the Book of Mormon is about Jesus Christ. The exhibits are also available online at churchofjesuschrist.org. Just search for Glad Tidings from Cumorah. BYU football is back, and so is the Rex Rock. Austin Pace has the story.
As a new BYU football season begins, so does the Rex Rock, BYU student section at BYU-Idaho. This past Saturday, BYU played East Carolina, and the crossroads at the Manwaring Center at BYU-Idaho was packed full of students cheering on their favorite team.
The student section in Provo is known as the Rock, right? Roar of Cougars. And we've actually worked really closely with them, and they've designed us logos. You'll see like our main logo was designed by Provo's team for us to be the Rex Rock. And so we host the BYU watch parties.
Jake Tibbetts is the director of the Rex Rock. He says his favorite part of hosting these watch parties is the energy the BYU-Idaho community brings.
Being in the middle of the game when everyone is going nuts.
Tibbetts was about to tell me his favorite part of the watch parties, but then the game stole his attention. He'll get back to me after the play is done.
Honestly, the energy that comes from that is absolutely, I'm so sorry. The game is so good. The energy from the crowd going nuts is just, I can never get enough of that, right? And it's so fun to see the school come together and unify and cheer for something.
Will South was working at a table set up to help promote pregame hype, hand out Cougar Tails, sell some of the BYU Spirit t-shirts, and enjoy the atmosphere.
This season has been by far the best season that we've seen so far at BYU-I. There's more people, more sales, more spirits, and the spirit of Rex is very, very high.
Even though the Rex Rock isn't physically at the games, some traditions carry over to the watch parties. Each time BYU scores, people are asked to stand up and sing the BYU fight song, just like they do at Lavelle Edwards Stadium in Provo.
It's time for the Cougar fight song.
BYU went on to win the game 34-13 to stay undefeated on the season. The next watch party will be this coming Saturday in the Manorang Center Crossroads when the BYU Cougars take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Kickoff is slated for 8:15 p.m. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Austin Pace.
These have been your BYU-Idaho Radio evening headlines for September 22nd, 2025. Thanks for tuning in. More news, interviews, and great content are available on our podcast feed. Search for BYU-Idaho Radio on your favorite podcast apps. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and more. For BYU-Idaho Radio, I'm Jill Clary.